Hello, welcome back to the sewing room. I'm Laura, and today I'm going to continue to work on fixing up this vintage Singer Touch and Sew 600. I think it's actually the earliest form of touch and sew, but I would need to look. I haven't looked. And even though I'm working on this specific machine, these same techniques can be used for virtually any machine, especially if it's been sitting for a while. So come along with me and let's get going. Alright, if you watched our previous video about this machine, hopefully, I don't think I've broken this. I think I can just put it right back in after I'm done. But in the meanwhile, I did show you guys last time me actually getting the bobbin case out of this machine. I always love to see a bobbin case that looks like it's in really good shape. It's even really pretty clean. But now I'm going to clean and oil the bobbin area for this machine. And I have talked about my love and affection for this kind of cleaning brush before on this channel, but when I'm at home, I actually do usually use a vacuum cleaner attachment because it's even easier than brushing out a machine. Now, of course, after I said that, I see some bits in here that are maybe a little bit more stubborn than I can even get with the vacuum cleaner. So I'm going to hit it with the brush first and then vacuum up any little bits that fluff out of here. Yep, there you go. I knew it. Oh my gosh! Ah! Not only is it not clean, there's even a thread in there, which might explain why the hand wheel is a little stiff. Oh my gosh, the things you find. Okay, I'm just going to clean a little bit more and then work on that thread. It is amazing what one little teensy tiny piece of thread can do to a sewing machine. I wouldn't be surprised if the people who gave this machine up thought it was actually broken. So, well, I guess we'll just give it away and see if anybody wants to have a decorative machine, I guess. Or I guess if you're nostalgic enough for 1960, early 1960s, you might want this as just a decoration. A lot of people do use older sewing machines decoratively. Oh my god, guys, look at this. Okay, this is why a brush, even with a vacuum cleaner. So I would say that overall the vacuum cleaner works fine for kind of like what I would call like new fluff, like new lint. But this is clearly been in here for a while, so it is glued down. So I think one of the things that might have happened, the machine was running a little stiff, and so someone may have gone in here with a whole bunch of oil and unintentionally made the problem worse by essentially gluing down the fluff and the lint that was in here, because this is not acting like this is just lint. Like this has seen things, guys. I mean, look how compacted, how like stiff that is. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I got the thread out. I think that's right there on the end of the brush. I think you can see it. Let me try focusing on it. Anyway, so now I will follow up with a vacuum to make sure none of these little bits of lint make it back into the machine. I just want to point out, this actually was the brush that was in the case of attachments that came with this machine, and it looked pretty darn pristine. I don't think it had ever been used, so it's possible this machine has never really been cleaned, at least with the brush. Maybe they had something else, maybe they didn't know how to clean it. I have met a lot of people who just didn't know to clean their sewing machine out. Okay, oh, that looks so much better. Alright, here's the real test, turning that hand wheel. Well, still a teeny bit stiff, but I haven't finished cleaning or oiling yet, so it could just be, I don't hear any squeaking, and it's not really resisting me, so it might just be a little bit, you know, stiff. So overall though, man, that is way better, and I do think I got that little piece of thread out, although I'm looking really closely. It was like in this area. I'm just gonna look at that a little bit more. Alright, that looks good. I think I got it. And I know I say never turn the hand wheel backwards, but in this case it's not threaded, so I'm just gonna break that rule a little bit to make sure I'm really seeing every possible angle here. I feel like I see fluff like in there, like way in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but there's definitely, that's messy in there. So I'm gonna try to get in there with the vacuum and see. I really don't want to take the whole mechanism apart, so, you know, I always try to do what I can without actually disassembling the whole machine. Oh yeah. Okay, I know you probably really couldn't see that, but there were definitely dust bunnies. There are still some. I'm going to do that a little bit more back in here. This is another reason not to use compressed air or blow on any part of the machine really, with anything, because now this is going to be a lot harder to clean out than if it were all up higher in this area. Doesn't mean I'm not going to try. And there is some possibility that when I take apart at least the easy to reach bottom part of the machine, that area will be accessible to me, but I never bet that it will be. So as soon as I see something, I try to do something about it. I really wish I had an even smaller attachment, but I just don't. So I'm going to try brush and sweep combo again. So maybe I can get... Oh my god, you guys. Are you seeing this? Oh, okay, now I know that doesn't look like bad. That doesn't look... Like if you saw this on your living room rug, you'd be like, whatever, it's just a little dust. But for a sewing machine, that is really not great. So continuing, so now I'm gonna sweep with the brush, clean the brush, and then put another sweep in. Oh my god, oh, this is just bringing up even more from deeper. This is horrible. Okay, I might not, okay, I'm gonna try one more thing. I can see it in there, and so I have to deal with it. Okay, one thing I am not doing, I am not using, sorry, I'm trying to think. I feel like a dentist. Okay, oh, okay, I can see it, but can I reach it? Can I grab it? I legit feel like a dentist right now. Oh wait, oh god. This is probably how your dental hygienist feels when they get something really, I don't know. Maybe their psychology is different than my own, but oh, I just pushed it down further. Dang it. Okay, desperate times. Alright, this might still be too big, but I do keep tweezers. Oh, it is still way too big. Well, yeah, it's still too big. Shoot, okay. Something else. I'm gonna try just sweeping with a toothpick. Oh, it's working, it's working. Oh man, okay, see, so now, not only is this just lint, I mean, it looks like lint that's been oiled. I mean, that's my opinion. And I'm not like a oiled lint expert, but it just doesn't look like it's just lint. And so that might be part of why this machine may have been running a little bit rough. I don't even know if it was running rough, but I definitely, if it has been, this level of lint stuck in here could be why. I'm just being really careful not to break this toothpick in there. And notice I'm not using a Q-tip. I know there are people who use Q-tips, and especially if you're really careful and you pay really close attention and you really know what you're doing, and you're willing to disassemble the machine if you lose part of the Q-tip in it, then, you know, have at it. But I am none of those things. So, okay, I think that's as good as it gets. I'm going to hit it with a vacuum one more time just in case anything shakes loose. Alright, so only now, when I'm fairly confident I've removed as much lint as possible, I am going to add a little drop of oil to 2 spots in the bobbin area. And first of all, if your vintage machine arrives to you with a lovely cool, let me back out so you can see that, very cool Singer branded sewing machine oil. The bottle's really cute. I love the logo from this time period, you know, it's fun. But honestly, this oil is probably too old to be useful. So if you want this as a keepsake, or because you think the typography looks cool, great. Don't throw it in a drawer and forget about it though, because sometimes these bottles do leak, and that's a lot of oil to leak on something. So, you know, if you want to keep it, basically keep it somewhere safe where if it does leak, it's not going to hurt anything else. Otherwise, this is honestly something you really don't want to keep hanging around because of the potential leaking issue. I guess if you really liked the bottle, you could also just empty the oil out and just kind of keep the bottle. This may never have been opened. So it's kind of a cool collectible, but don't actually use this. What you want to use is new sewing machine oil that is ideally less than 10 years old. This one, you can see, they start out clear, and this one is just starting to discolor. If it gets a little darker, I'll probably replace it. But what I love about this is, I love this kind of bottle, because you can really just put a teeny tiny drop of oil where you want it and not end up with oil kind of everywhere. So that's really nice. But I don't trust the new one either. I keep it in a bag. Just in case. So, just one little teeny drop of oil on there's a little race where the bobbin rests. Alright, turning the hand wheels until the take-up lever and the needle are as high as they can go. And now you can kind of see better. There's just a little, and really, really do just need a tiny dab. Just a dab of oil right there. And then also a little dab of oil. There's a little hole here. You just put one just until you can see the oil coming out. And that's really all you need. You don't need a lot of oil. A little oil is better than too much. So once I've put the oil in, just turn the wheel, get that moved around however it's going to go. Put this all the way back to the top, and now all I have to do to replace the bobbin. Again, I've just taken a quick look, and this looks so good. This bobbin case looks great. What you want to see is everything looking really nice and clean. This could be maybe a teeny, there's maybe a little staining right here, but it looks really, really good. So I'm super happy with that. So now this just kind of rests, and you do kind of have to fiddle with it a little bit to get it to slide onto its groove. A little bit or a lot. There. So it goes from turning to the right to turning till it's straight, till it's square to the front of the machine. And then now I gotta figure out how to put this back in so it'll hold it. Okay, there's fluff on this too, so I'm gonna take a little minute and clean that as well. Maybe I'll just pull that off. Yeah, because I don't want, took all that time to clean all that fluff out. I don't want to add any more back in. I'm gonna actually rub that with the rag, I think. You might say, Laura, if you're so afraid of lint, why are you using a rag that's clearly not a lint-free rag? Well, I'll have you know, this rag is 1,000,000 years old, so there's no more lint to come off of it. It's super, super old. It's been washed 100 million times, so I'm really not anxious about any lint coming off of that. Okay, I will attempt. Okay, I know it's going to end up here. It basically completes this circle here. It needs to end up here. So therefore, let's go in somewhere. Here. Oh, damn it. Alright, slightly different angle, so maybe you can watch me struggle more effectively. Hopefully I'm not. Alright, technically this is called the position bracket for this part of the, whoops, sorry. Okay, if anybody's kind of looking for what this thing is called, it's called a position bracket. I don't know if that matters, but trying to remember. I know what I did is at least a little bit kosher because the service manual for this machine says to do that, to remove it completely from the machine and then check it. There's a little spring here that you can adjust if you need to. But where did you come from? Oh, maybe. You know what? I'm gonna do this without the bobbin in there. One last thing. Oh, maybe. Okay. This is either really right or really wrong. I'm gonna find out in a minute. Now, the one thing that's giving me a little hope is this little guy here looks like it might match up with that little guy there. Oh, you can't see that. There's a little guy here, like a post, and I think that it's supposed to connect with that. So that is what I'm trying to do. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize my hand was quite that in the way. Oh man, Oh my goodness. Okay. Now this is advice I got when I was reading about working on cameras, which is if you have to push hard, don't do it. Chances are you're not meant to push hard. So just, you know, wiggle and see. I'm going to change that angle again. That's terrible for you guys. What's worse than watching someone fix something, watching someone not fix something, or watching someone fix something where you can't see what they're doing? Okay, so as I said before, there's a little post here, and I think it's supposed to connect with this little space here on the bracket. So just trying to get it to go in that area. If you find yourself having to push real hard, don't. And I feel like Tom Hanks after he made Fire when I get this to go in. What was that Einstein said about insanity is just doing the same thing over and over and thinking it's going to be different? Oh my goodness. Alright, can't get a different angle by laying it on its front because the slider's here. Although, maybe that comes off too. Oh, maybe that'll give me a little more room. Okay, well, figure out how to get that off. Hopefully I can get that back on. Am I sure I have it at the right? Okay, pretty sure it's got to be this direction because that's the side that lifts. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah! Oh, hallelujah! Okay, whew! Man, okay. And then this hopefully just slides right back on. Come on. So there's like a spring here. No, it doesn't look like a spring, but it's kind of a spring. I think that has to connect. These guys must have had strong fingernails. Alright, well, worry about that in a minute. For right now. Bracket. Okay. Okay, so that actually moves pretty freely. It was really stiff before. And this is never elegant, but anyway. Okay, so usually you're kind of coming in with the lever or the thing you're holding it by to the right, and you want to kind of, sometimes you have to kind of finagle it until it slides on to the correct orientation, and then, so that's all the way it should be. Hooray. but we still need this. Okay, so it's a little spring there, so I'm just gonna, those grooves, and I'm pretty sure this metal here has to slot into these grooves. I'm just not quite sure what the best way to get that to happen is. Oh, well, okay, that felt close. Doesn't move a lot, but does move. Oops. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have pulled that off. I do not have strong fingernails. I'm going to try. Maybe it's not really a lip. Oh wait, yes it is. It's just not right at the front. Oh, weird. It's supposed to go in like this. Okay, I just noticed the groove doesn't go all the way to the front. It actually stops, which makes sense because that way that keeps you from pulling it off. Unless you're me, I guess. But in everyday sewing, you wouldn't be pulling it off. Maybe it's supposed to install from this direction. Oh, I feel like I'm getting close. Aha! All right. Ah, okay, now. All right, these last couple of steps have taken way longer than even I think is reasonable, but what can I say? I'm tenacious or possibly stubborn, maybe both. And maybe that's the kind of attitude you have to bring to problem solving a machine. Anyway, I'm out of time for today, so yeah, see you in the next video. If this is your first time stopping by, thanks for coming by. If you've been here before, welcome back. Either way, hope to see you soon.